Hello delegates to this fine conference. I'm Karl-Henrik Robèrt, a professor of sustainable development, and I'm the founder of an NGO called the Natural Step, with its roots in Sweden and which now has offices in 11 countries around the world. I'm really honored to be invited by you to do a little modest contribution to your conference. I'm particularly happy about the format and the setup of this conference because it reminds me of the very startup period of the Natural Step and my career on this arena, sustainable development. To make that easy to understand, I will go back in time 20 years ago and then return to Quebec. I was at this time, when I founded the Natural Step, a cancer scientist and a medical doctor heading a clinic which was performing bone marrow transplantation to cure patients with cancer. And I did a few observations at this clinic. One is that people are wonderful when it is about rescuing other people who are suffering from cancer. It's amazing to see how we are gathering forces to recruit the resources needed and the knowledge and the skills needed to cure someone with cancer. At the same time, I did another observation, namely that same species being so wonderful when it is about curing their fellow members was destroying their own habitat. The social system was gradually eroded and the ecosystem was destroyed as well. And to that end, it puzzled me to notify another observation, namely that the scientific community did very little to create the comprehension needed for a better performance of civilization, a better performance of sustainable development. When we were treating cancer, we had a phenomenal way which is called clinical conference. It's very easy to understand. Mrs. Anderson is now going to die because she has cancer, unless we cure her. And to cure her, we need experts from different fields. We need the pathologist because we need the diagnosis to be exact. We need the radiologist because we need to know the distribution of the cancer in exact terms. And we need the surgeon and the medical doctor, and we need the social worker because the family need to be mobilized behind Mrs. Anderson. We need all those experts from different arenas. And this works beautifully because today we cure well above 50% of patients with cancer. And the reason is that they all recruit the relevant knowledge from deep down in their drill holes of expertise. Why can they do that as a joint effort? Because they have a very strict shared mental model, envisioning a healthy Mrs. Anderson ahead of them, rid of cancer, without killing any other organ in her body than the cancer. Today, the patient is the global civilization suffering from the deadly disease unsustainability. And to cure this patient, we need exactly the same kind of setups that you have in Quebec right now, today. You need people from different expertises gathering to do a joint effort, a sort of clinical conference for a prosperous, healthy future Quebec. But to make that happen, and now comes some little advice. At the end of the day, you need a strict definition of sustainability. Just like all those experts treating Mrs. Anderson needed a strict definition of being cured from cancer. That would be the same in the heads of all the participants of the conference. So what we need today to really arrive at the strict clinical conference for sustainable development in setups like today in Quebec, we need to have a shared mental model what sustainability is as a sort of principled definition. And that has been created in a growing network around the organization that I founded 20 years ago. So today we have a unifying framework that can be applied exactly in that way to effectively draw from the phenomenal collected knowledge you have today in Quebec. All those drill holes of expertise can only be put to use if we have a shared mental model for how to make use of all that knowledge in a relevant way. Thank you and good luck.